a personal question.
That's allowed.
So based on what the press says about your beliefs, you call yourself a Hindu, but you also call yourself Christian.
I don't call myself Christian. I call myself a Hindu. I know that may be a hard thing to process. I will tell you, I'm not running to be pastor of Ohio. I'm running to be governor of Ohio, and I didn't run to be pastor of America. I ran to be president of the United States of America. Do you think it's inappropriate for someone who's a Hindu to be, say, a U.S. president?
No, I think it's... No, well...
You be honest.
He hesitated. See, usually I don't react to these American videos because they're not contextually relevant. But since it's Vivek Ramaswamy, an Indian, and they're talking about Hinduism in America, which is like a raging topic these days because of the whole India-America relationships. So that's why I'm interested in this video. And let me show you why you're interested in this video. It's not an Indian media clip if it doesn't have those drum beats.
I have a personal question.
That's allowed.
So based on what the press says about your beliefs, you call yourself a Hindu, but you also call yourself Christian.
I don't call myself Christian. I call myself a Hindu.
Okay. So based on what the Turning Point's values are, which is Christianity, I'm a little confused on why you believe in I don't know, wouldn't it be logical to conclude that a monotheistic organization would be more, I don't know, I guess I just don't understand why.
You see, Americans are very quick to give these labels to everybody who is engaged in an intellectual discourse, whether you're a Republican, whether you're a Democrat, whether you're pro-life, pro-choice, or whatever, that if they cannot assign a certain label to somebody, then their system just crashes. Like this guy here. He's like, I don't know what to even ask. I think my question should be obvious to you already. What are you waiting for? Just answer the question. You know what I'm trying to ask. But he's not able to voice them, articulate them into words. So it's actually funny for me because in India, everybody is so multicultural, have so multiple points of views about so many things that label giving has never been a practice here. But it has become a practice here in the recent times since the advent of the Modi politics, where you're pro-Modi or anti-Modi, which they try to hide as left or right wing. But in America, it's fairly prevalent.
I guess a polytheistic ideology would support some sort of, I guess, monotheistic perspective, which Christianity is. So I guess I'm wondering why you have Christian values in that way.
Sure. Happy to address that. What's your name, sir?
Liam Birmingham.
Liam. So tell me about what you know about Hinduism.
Hinduism is a polytheistic religion that...
So with due respect, I'll just cut in right there, because there's one thing I have a little bit of authority on. I'm actually a monotheist. I believe there's one true God. It's from the Vedanta tradition of Advaita philosophy, not stuff that, we need to spend a ton of time here on, but since you asked about it, I wanted to address it. I believe there's one true God. Now, let me just ask you, because I know that may be a hard thing to process. What's your faith?
I'm a Christian. I'm a follower of Jesus.
Great. Do you believe?
Yeah, the brand of Hinduism that Vivekananda took to America and which he spread on later, in the followers of his do believe in one supreme being, one divine energy. And that is what Advaita Vedanta is. I mean, that is the beauty of Hinduism. You can believe in so many things. You can believe that there's only one God, that there are multiple gods. There are just 2-3 gods. And all of this, there are no gods. All of this is acceptable. But the Western view of Hinduism is so limited that they think that Hinduism is multiple gods and caste. That's it. Nothing else.
Believe in the Holy Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
I think a lot of people here do. So
good. And that doesn't make you a polytheist, does it?
Probably not. No.
Great, because I think this is it's a great spiritual question. There's good dialogue here. Is every religion has its reconciling of the one and the many. And so in my faith, I believe there's one true God. He resides in all of us, and he appears in different forms, but it's one true God. So I'm an ethical monotheist. That's the way I would describe my faith. Now, I will tell you, I'm not running to be pastor of Ohio. I'm running to be governor of Ohio, and I didn't run to be pastor of America. I ran to be president of the United States of America. Can I ask you a question in response? Because I love dialogue like this.
Sure. Yeah.
Do you think it's inappropriate for someone who's a Hindu to be, say, a U.S. president?
No, I think it's no. Well,
You be honest.
isn't Hinduism? Well, I mean, I can ask yourself that Hinduism believes in Shiva and what is it? The flute god. I forget.
Right, Krishna, who's you're thinking of.
Yeah, Krishna.
So the one thing for you to take away from, about my faith is I'm an ethical monotheist.
The flute god. Okay, never thought of it that way, but okay.
I believe in one true God, the Advaita philosophy of Vedanta. And I think that as you think about the Holy Trinity and what that means for, you're not a polytheist either. That's a similar philosophy, and I'd love to kind of continue that over a religious dinner conversation sometime. But
you also call yourself a Hindu as well.
I'm a Hindu. I am a Hindu. So I'd like to. So we're here mostly. I loved having spiritual discussions. We can continue this another time. What I'd like to focus on today, though, is actually where that leaves us with the values of our own country, the shared values of this country, and actually, to that effect, what's your name?
Liam Birmingham.
Liam, I have something I'd like to give you. Would you like to just come on stage and join me for a moment? It's something that's really important to me. It's next to my faith and to my family. This is the next most important thing to me in life. I usually keep it with me, and for tonight, I think it'll actually be really useful for having you come up here. And I'd love to give it to you. You want to join us for a second? Give Liam a round of applause, folks, for being brave and asking a tough question.
Oh, go, Liam.
Thank you.
जल्दी जा, कल सुबह पनवेल निकलना है.
Thank you, Liam. So what I'm about to give you is something that's actually near and dear to my heart. When I think about our journey of leadership in this country, what matters more than the differences in our faith is our shared value set. And next to my faith and my family, this is the next most important thing to me. This is the Constitution of the United States of America. I'm going to give you my copy from today, and there's 7 articles in it. I'll ask you to just open it up real quick to Article 6, if you will, for a second. And I think it's actually, we talk about the Constitution a lot in our country, and I love that. One of the things I love about it is it actually makes sense to
How short it is. Oh my God, it's very short.
read the Constitution from time to time. It's a good thing to actually read. So we'll go to Article 6. There's 7 articles in it. And why don't you just read the part 3 to the audience? We'll make this our constitutional reading for the day.
The senators and representatives before mentioned and the members of the several states legislators and all executives and judicial officers both in the United States and several states shall be bound by oath or affirmation to support this Constitution, but no religious text shall ever be required as qualification to any office or public trust under the United States.
I had a fair idea of what he will make him read, but the way he built it up, he's like a very good showman. I thought he'll give a religious book, but he just called him onto the stage and made him read that line, which is like a fair line, but like, okay, so the question would be, if you're a Hindu, are you able to reconcile your faith with the faith of the country that you're living in? And I think that would not be true if it had been the other way around. Whether if you're a Christian and can you reconcile your faith with the country of a Hindu faith, because other monotheistic religion these Abrahamic religion are very bound to their book. They follow a strict code of conduct. They have their testaments and they follow it religiously. which is not the same case with Hinduism. Hinduism is very flexible, malleable. It can have multiple points of views. So a Hindu person would not have trouble reconciling his faith and adapting it into a different mold, but but a person of Abrahamic faith will have a lot of trouble with that, because if the book says something is bad, then it is bad. There is no other way around it. So, I mean, that is the essence of it. People might not understand it as if they don't know it, and it could be our job to tell them if they ask. Otherwise, there is no point if you just want to be racist, correct? Because I see there's a lot of resurgence of racism in America in the recent years. I have a friend there who lives in New York, and he said that it has skyrocketed in the recent years, and it is definitely politically motivated. And I don't know what the point of it is, because you see a lot of reels where Indian hatred is there. You see, if you just open Twitter, Twitter is the worst place for Indians right now. Everywhere there is racism and degradation of India. I don't know where it's gonna end. Let's see.